Hello and welcome. This is Duffy Sports Grill Mastered Gift Cards in a Flash. Produced by Nation's Restaurant News, this program is being sponsored and presented by Paytronix. Paytronix combines into one platform support for online ordering, loyalty initiatives, omni-channel messaging, artificial intelligence insights, and payments. Its mission is to help its users deliver to their users frictionless, relevant personal experiences to increase retention, build frequency, and raise customer lifetime value. I'm Alan Little, and on behalf of NRN, I'll be moderator for today's program featuring Tracy Clary of Duffy Sports Grill, Ryan DeLillo, and Hillary Hadley of Paytronix. Before that trio brings the insights, though, let's take care of some housekeeping. This presentation is being recorded for on-demand viewing. You'll receive an email with a link when that replay is available. If at any time you experience difficulties with the audio or the slides do not advance, do not panic. Press the F5 key on a Windows system to refresh the webinar console. Use Command and R keys on an Apple device. If that fails, look to the Help widget at the bottom of your screen or type your technical question into the Q&A area. That Q&A area is also where you can enter questions you might have about our topic. Type yours in at any time, and we'll get to as many as we can later in the session. It's always good to know who's talking at you, so let me share a few speaker career notes. Tracy Clary is Director of Marketing for Duffy Sports Grill and has more than 30 years of food service industry experience. During her 20 years at Duffy's, Tracy's been part of a leadership team that has fueled the casual dining chain's growth from 6 to 33 units. Ryan DeLillo is Content Specialist for Paytronix. Ryan provides data and analysis for insights into restaurants and retail industry trends and technological innovations that can help businesses improve their guest experience, and he helps design email and social media campaigns. Hillary Hadley is Paytronix Senior Loyalty Strategist and provides the company's clients with database guidance to maximize loyalty program results. Hillary has a PhD in developmental psychology with a concentration in statistics from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. Well, with those presenter credentials, among others, in mind, let's hear about Duffy's Sports Grill mastering gift cards in a flash. Ryan DeLillo, would you please get us started?
Alan, thank you so much for the introduction, and I'm really looking forward to joining you all today. We'll start with an overview of today's agenda. We're going to start by looking at why we're talking about gift cards in the first place, why they're worth leveraging as a tool, and how they function as part of an overall guest engagement strategy. From there, I'll invite Hillary to help us walk through some gift card trends from our annual gift card report. And then with some knowledge of what's going on in the industry underneath our belts, I'm really excited to have Tracy Clary of Duffy's to talk about the success that her brand has seen with eGift. So first, why gift cards? And there are a few reasons gift cards are an incredible asset for today's restaurants. From a sales perspective, they provide upfront revenue, which we found especially helpful for brands during the pandemic. And as we all know, gift cards are a staple of the holiday season. They also provide brand advocates with a simple way to refer their friends and family to their favorite brands. And similarly, you can use gift cards to bolster relations with your community. Supplying local organizations with gift cards sometimes gains brand visibility and always affinity. And finally, the cousin of gift cards, not to be confused, comp cards can win back guests after a bad experience. So now looking at some of the ways in which a gift card might function within your overall guest engagement strategy, how it interacts with other guest engagement tools. First, we've seen that loyalty members tend to spend more than twice as much on gift cards as regular members across the board. Similarly, we see that gift cards redeemed in online orders increase the average check by around 6%. And finally, combining gift, comp, and ordering can increase reorders by 11% from guests who give 1 to 3 stars in feedback. So that last part, just kind of a great way to win back some guests who've had an unfortunate experience. Now, I want to bring on Hillary Hadley here to walk us through some of the key gift card trends in the full service space. Diving right in, Hillary, from the top level, in the past year, what are some key takeaways from gift card trends?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start by looking at the year-over-year card sales. In 2022, we saw a 6% increase in total gift card revenue, although we saw a 2% decrease in total volume of cards sold. So this indicates that consumers are loading more value onto each card, And it was about an 8% increase year over year. When we look at the purchased values, this is also what we see. So more consumers were purchasing those higher value cards, $50, $100, compared to the cheaper cards that we've seen commonly purchased in the past. When we look at where consumers went to buy gift cards, we saw 6% growth in digital card purchases, indicating that consumers are continuing to leverage that digital channel. And one interesting thing to note, in the fine dining space, consumers loaded an average of $80 more onto those digital cards compared to physical cards.
Interesting. Now that contrast between cards sold versus the card revenue is interesting. I'm wondering if we can dive into that a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So we think that inflation did play a big role in influencing consumer behavior here. Basically put, a $20 gift card isn't going to purchase as much as it did a year ago. So consumers are needing to spend more money to cover the gift of a meal in full for their family and friends. And that may mean that they can't get a card for everyone. So we're sort of seeing this trade-off where there are fewer cards being purchased, but with higher load amounts.
Got it. And looking at full service restaurants in particular, what did we see there?
Yeah, so it's interesting. For full service restaurants, we actually saw an increase in both total revenue and card sales. So the jump in card revenue is going to be largely due to the effects of inflation that we talked about. But the jump in card sales could be a result of a recession related to the pandemic. As COVID is receding, consumers are really excited to return to dining in person. And so this may be reflected in the gift card purchasing as well.
Got it. Now, on the other side of the industry, I know we were sort of thinking of QSRs as sort of the resilient segment during the pandemic. How did gift card sales stack up for them now that the pandemic is receding?
Yeah, so in contrast to the full service restaurants where we saw an increase in revenue and volume, in 2022, we actually saw a slight decline in gift cards sold as well as total revenue. So to us, this is really supporting that story that consumers are rediscovering their love and excitement for full service and dining in person, and they're giving less of their budget to QSRs. And this is, again, being reflected in what gift cards they're choosing to purchase for friends and family as well.
That makes sense. I know for one, I'm really looking forward to getting back to some full service restaurants that I missed during those lonely years. And also makes sense that if, you've got a set budget for how much you can spend at restaurants in a year, full service is probably going to eat up more of that budget than the QSRs. Moving on, another stat you mentioned back at the top of this trend section was that there were some variations in denominations on cards sold between QSRs and FSRs. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so sort of setting a baseline, setting aside inflation and consumer preferences, typically what we see is that QSR gift cards will tend to be lower denomination than for FSRs, sort of by virtue of the typical difference in check amount between the types of concepts. But in 2022, actually in both spaces, we saw a notable decrease in those lower card values and an increase of purchases in the higher value cards, namely the $50 and $100 cards. So there's a few ideas about what may be going on here. On one hand, it might be that some brands have actually limited gift card sales to those higher value cards to be able to try and get more revenue from this channel. It's also possible that lower value cards were only available in some channels. So maybe you could only pick up a $10 gift card in restaurant, but higher dollar cards, $50, $100 gift cards were also available through more channels like digital. On the other hand, it could be...
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be driven by consumer behavior too, right? Either restaurants or consumers. Consumers might just be buying more higher value cards to make sure that the recipients are getting that intended value.
Hillary, before I rudely interrupted you, I was going to ask, Tracy, is that is this sort of spread of denominations something you're seeing in your sales at Duffy's? What does the story might look like there?
Yeah, I would agree. Thanks, Ryan. I think typically in years past, we might see if someone wanted to purchase $100, they might buy 425s. And now we're seeing that they're getting the 250s. And I think that people are very cognizant of what inflation has done in our restaurant and everywhere, Publix, at grocery stores everywhere. But I think that people are very well aware of it and want to make sure that when they give a gift, that they're able to cover all of, if not, most of the tab.
Makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary, now with some knowledge about denominations under our belt, looking at now cards sold by channel, what are some takeaways here?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, we did see about a 6% increase in digital gift card purchases. So this has actually been the third year in a row that we've seen increases in digital card purchases. People are really excited about leveraging this channel. But overall, the in-store and third-party channels are still outperforming digital. We did see an increase in gift card sales in third-party retailers, so grocery stores, discount stores like Costco or BJ's. And we think altogether, this is really indicating that guests want to purchase gift cards through venues other than restaurants, potentially out of convenience.
Tracy, are you seeing, sort of similar story along your channels?
Yeah, I think I would agree. Digital is, it's the here and now, right? And so I think that our guests want to find a way to do exactly just that. And that's purchase here and now with that instant sort of gratification done and in your cart and either in the mail or in your email. But I think it's just for ease of purchase is what we're seeing.
Totally tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary, I'm wondering if you can just kind of button this up for our audience. What are some of the key takeaways for FSRs in the past year?
Yeah, so FSRs are back, which is exciting. Guests seem to be really excited to go back to that full service experience, and they're bringing that excitement to purchasing gift cards in that space as well. As we're seeing the digital sales rise, we think it's a really good time to consider expanding gift cards to your brand's digital channels if you haven't already. I think like Tracy mentioned, consumers are really looking for that convenience of purchasing, and it's showing here, and the more opportunities that people can use to buy gift cards, the better. For the FSRs in the audience, really think about how you might be able to capitalize on this rise of gift card sales that we're seeing for the FSR space right now. Tracy's story in just a minute might provide a little bit of inspiration and ideas, so I'll let her talk to that. And for the QSRs in the audience, now's a good time to think about how to drive those gift card sales back up again. So a couple thoughts. If you haven't tied gift cards into your loyalty program, providing incentives to your already loyal customers is a great way to drive additional gift card sales. And again, speaking back to that digital channel, adding in e-gift capability so people can send digital cards to friends and family is another really great way, we think, to connect with that growing tech-savvy segment of the QSR market.
Awesome. Well, I think that will lay the groundwork very nicely for diving right into Tracy Clary's story with Duffy's, all about e-gift. So I'm going to sort of give the floor to Tracy and Hillary to introduce Duffy's and then talk about the case study.
Sure. Thanks, Ryan. Hillary, would you like me to take over?
Tracy, if you want to just give us an overview of sort of what Duffy's is for the audience, and then we can dive into the case study.
Sure, absolutely. The original Duffy's Draft House was founded by two childhood friends who turned business partners in Lake Park, Florida, back in 1985. In addition to plenty of beer choices, Duffy's only had 4 menu items. We are the only family-owned and operated successful full-service restaurant themed sports bar in Florida. We've successfully grown to 33 full-service restaurants, and we are recognized as the premier sports themed restaurant concept in Florida. We continue to expand, and we have locations from Miami to Orlando. Our mission is to provide the best in class quality and value to our guests with consistent, fast, simple, and friendly service while inspiring loyalty in our communities. And we're going to do that by creating passionate, loyal MVPs, one guest at a time.
Awesome. So looking at this story about gift cards and e-gifts, I'm going to let Hillary ask you just a few questions about, how this success originated and sort of where the gift card program is today.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we're going to go back a ways. I know Duffy's has been offering gift cards for quite a while, about 10 years, through Paytronix, I should say. So I'm curious, Tracy, what were the early conversations around gift cards like? What was the value that Duffy's saw in them?
Yeah, so, we wanted to be able to offer our guests the opportunity to give the experience of Duffy's to their friends and families. And more importantly, we wanted to be able to reward them for their loyalty by giving back to them and giving them a bonus as well. We've always had our bonus program in place, as long as we've had Paytronix in place, and even prior, we gave bonuses to our loyal MVPs. We think it's really important to always give back to them and show our appreciation to them.
Yeah, and when you say bonuses, you're talking about bonuses when they purchase gift cards.
Correct. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then coming a little bit closer to the present, in 2020, as the pandemic was starting to ramp up, Duffy's launched their flash sales for physical gift cards. So could you speak a little bit about, first, what is a flash sale for Duffy's, and then what the goals were?
Sure. So we do offer gift card bonuses twice throughout the year. In the summer for moms, dads, and grads, and then in the winter time for the holidays, where we offer our MVPs a bonus for purchasing a certain threshold of gift card. They both vary. So, but we'll offer them either a $10 bonus on a $50 purchase or a $20 bonus on a $100 purchase. Coming out of COVID, we recognized that many of our guests were struggling financially, and we wanted to find a way to give back to them and allow our sales to continue to stabilize at the same time. So our flash sale days were designed to do just that, where certain days during both of those promotional periods, we offer a greater bonus for a limited time on, just for that 24 hours. We increased the bonus incrementally. And what we saw is that our flash sales days perform 5 times better than any other day during our gift card promotion. And they account for approximately 32% of our overall sales during any given promotional period.
That's really fantastic stats. So one other piece that you added to the gift card promotion in the last year was expanding to digital channels and introducing e-gift. Can you speak to sort of what your thoughts were making that choice?
Absolutely. I kind of touched on it earlier. Digital is the here and now, right? So we wanted to allow our guests to give their friends and families the gift of Duffy's now without the hassle of having to wait on a physical gift card to arrive in the mail. While we still do want them to come into the restaurant to purchase them, this just helps. And it also helps with those last minute gift ideas. I know personally that I have been sitting at my desk and remembered someone's birthday and really wished that it was an option to jump on and grab something and be done with it. And so what we found is those last minute shoppers, they really take advantage of our e-gift.
Yes, I'm in the same boat. The e-gift makes it so much easier to have that last minute option available.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there anything else you wanna add about the success you've seen with your flash sales and e-gift and your general gift card program?
Well, only to say that, gift cards in general, they really do enhance the guest experience. It is a fantastic way to introduce our brand to many new faces that we wouldn't possibly get in our restaurants. But due to, in large part, to our MVPs, they're kind of spreading the word for us. And this is really a great opportunity for us to win some new guests and kind of make new friends, and in the end gain new, more loyal MVPs.
I love that. And I love the idea that, gift cards are a way for your loyalty members, your most loyal guests, to spread the word for you. I love that
Absolutely.
phrasing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy.
Definitely doubling down on that. Really cool how gift cards just kind of serve that exponential purpose. They lock in those pre-existent fans and give them a way to share your brand with others. Great conversation. Thank you both. Just staggering results from you, Tracy. This case study is so cool. Everyone on our team is talking about it, so I was psyched that we were able to explore it in this webinar. As we wrap up, before we turn into questions, I just want to provide a few key takeaways. One, between the case study from Duffy's and the gift card trends that we're seeing this year, it's clear that gift cards are continuing to serve as a cornerstone of some leading brands' guest engagement strategies. For FSRs in particular, it's a really great time to consider just beginning or really building out your gift card solution, whether that's offering more channels or offering really cool things like bonus points to drive sales. And then lastly, just sort of bringing to light that growth in the digital channel. I think as more and more people want gift cards immediately for those last minute gifts, or just to avoid having to go in on premise and buy them, digital is definitely looking like a great channel to explore. So thank you all so much for attending. Back over to Alan.
Thanks, Ryan, Tracy, Hillary, for those insights, observations, and experiences. I'm sure they help some folks get a better understanding of what the current landscape is around gift cards and how you can strategically use them to better your business. We have some questions coming in, and a reminder, folks, you can send some more questions in. We've got some time, so please do add some questions to our queue. There are some there. I'm going to ask, first question might be to Tracy, and it says, what channels has Duffy found most successful for selling and promoting gift cards?
Well, short answer is all of them. However, I would say most recently with our, given our digital results, it would definitely be digital.
Okay. There's a question that sort of might work into that came in from the audience, and that is, when referencing digital sales, do you mean gift cards purchased online or e-gift cards, or what do you mean by digital sales? Maybe that would be helpful.
Both. Okay. Definitely both.
Do you,
Alan,
yes.
If I could jump in and say that,
yes.
that would also extend to the trends that we shared, the channel yes. breakdown. That same
okay.
idea holds true.
That works. Another question asks, have gift cards been effective in driving additional purchases? Tracy, let's start with you, but Paytronix folks, if you have some add-ons, that would be helpful as well.
Sure. I think, I know we talked about the increments of gift cards sold, but I think that, sometimes if a couple, a family gets a $50 gift card, they might be able to come in and partially pay for their bill, but then that allows them to, one, there is some overflow and there's more, the check average is higher than that. But if we're doing our job, they come back and then we get them for another visit. And again, like I mentioned before, if we're doing our job, we sign them up to be MVPs, and then they're in the conversation, and then they become loyal.
So use for trial and spur future loyalists.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
works. Sounds good.
If I could jump in there too, and Hillary, you can check me on this, but not to be confused, but comp cards I think would also drive some increased purchases there insofar as they're sort of a win back mechanism. So whether it's covering or whether it's generating a higher bill or getting that one dissatisfied guest to come back, gift cards are definitely driving some increased purchases.
Good.
I would
Good
agree
to,
with that too.
good to know. This question asks, what customer segment buys the most gift cards? So is there a group of customers that buy the most gift cards? You might have touched on some of this, but let's reinforce it if you have. Tracy?
For me, it's for us. It's definitely our MVPs. I think they make up close to 90. Hillary's got stats. I think it's probably 88% of our overall gift card sales are purchased by our MVPs.
Those are advocates.
Yes. Yeah.
They are driving business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're 100%
fantastic.
our biggest fans.
Good to know. Another question asks, what does the overlap look like among loyalty members and gift card purchasers? So, Tracy, is there a distinction there? What does the overlap look like between loyalty members and gift card purchasers?
I think the 88% probably covers that answer. We do have our loyalty members are broken out by different levels, so we do have that breakdown as well. But I think in general, the 80% is a good number to stick with.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting question. With your MVPs on your flashcard sales, do you offer a larger or better deal than your regular flash sales pitches?
Good question. The flash sales are only, and let me take a step back. Our gift card bonus promotion is only for MVPs. So you have to be an MVP to get the bonus, and thus the flash sale is only eligible for MVPs too. Good news though, our MVPs can sign up for free, so you can get it upon purchase.
It's good to know. Here's a question that asks, how is the bonus given to customers? Is it a separate bonus card or is reward added to an MVP account?
Our bonus structure is set up to be added directly to their MVP account.
Okay.
So no additional card.
Good to know. Folks, we have a little more bandwidth on questions. If you want to get one in, please do it right now, and we'll give you a second or two. And then if not, we'll give you back part of your day and thank these folks for all their kind information. Looking. Okay.
Going once.
Going twice. Sounds like a bunch of busy people. All right. Well, we've shared a lot of good information, so maybe we've answered every question they could possibly ever have about Duffy's mastering gift cards in a flash. So we are done for today, ladies and gentlemen. Before we sign off, though, well, wait a minute. One popped in just now. Oh, yeah, a couple popped in. All right. How is the bonus process done? Is it through the POS or after the fact on the PX dashboard?
Hillary?
I want to say it's done at the POS, giving it out as they.
Yeah, I mean it's done through Paytronix, but it
yes,
is,
it is done through
at
Paytronix.
check close.
Yes.
Okay. Another question asks, do you promote the gift card flash sale to all or get them to sign up for the loyalty program? We might have covered some of this, but someone would like a clarification. So promote the flash sales to all or just after the loyalty members?
We promote it to all and offer those non-MVPs the opportunity to sign up to become MVPs on the spot.
There you go. Make it simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to get fooled. I'm gonna count to 5 and see if anything pops up there because these people are trying to trick me. Okay. Which isn't hard, by the way, but okay. I think this time we're ready to rock. Before we sign off, though, I'd like to thank our topic experts, Ryan DeLillo and Hillary Hadley of Paytronix and Tracy Clary of Duffy Sports Grill. And of course, a big thanks has to go to Paytronix, as this program would not have been possible without its informational support and its sponsorship. Lastly, let me offer a thank you to our audience members for your time and your questions. When it arrives in email, please share the program replay link for today's information share with interested associates. I think they'll thank you for it. And please do join us for future NRN webinars. Until then, though, from all of us here, we would like to wish you goodbye, good day, and good health.